Today we're with Deb Flashenberg, the owner of Prenatal Yoga Center in New York City, to get the inside scoop about how prenatal yoga can help prepare you for birth and support you in your pregnancy. So Deb is a well-known prenatal yoga teacher and trainer. She's also a doula and a childbirth educator. She has a fantastic blog and a new podcast called Yoga, Birth, and Babies. Welcome, Deb. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, Maggie. Thank you so much for having me.
So the main question I want to ask is, how does prenatal yoga physically prepare women for an easier birth and support them throughout a pregnancy?
So let's start with how we can help the mom on a daily basis. So the way we start our class is we do what we call circle time. So the mom goes around, we go around and we ask the mom, say your name, how far along you are, your aches, pains, issues, and requests. So from there, I can hear what the majority of the class needs to focus on. So if people are saying, my back hurts, my lower back hurts, I can focus on stuff that will address the lower back, if it's between the shoulder blades, neck, or wrists. So I have all these poses I know can help, we call it therapeutic applications, that we can work to help alleviate these aches and pains. So on a daily basis, mom's more comfortable. Now, we take this one step further. So part of my studying of prenatal yoga had to do with my own births, where I realized that my pelvis was misaligned, my pelvic floor was overly tight, and that created a pretty difficult first labor. So what I learned from that is that we really need to have the pelvic floor springy. It should be kind of like a trampoline. So when the baby's head is descending through the vaginal canal, it's going to hit the pelvic floor and be able to rotate. If it's too tight, it could create asymmetry. The head could be tipped, malposition, and we don't want that. I've never met a mom that said, give me the longest, hardest labor. So knowing how we can best help baby into optimal fetal position, we're going to work on that prenatally. So we're going to work on balancing the pelvic floor. We're going to work on creating balance in the pelvis, the pelvic bones itself. And then we also want to work on the transverse abdominals. And those are the muscles that we're going to use for if mom's having a vaginal birth, how to push. So a lot of the physical is really setting her up for as much success as possible for the birth. And a lot of it's about helping baby into optimal fetal position. So those births that you hear happen super quickly, it's because baby was well positioned. It's those births like my first birth that take really long and it's just an arduous experience. It's usually baby's malpositioned. So if we can address that when mom's pregnant and help set her body up for that, she's typically going to have a more functional birth.
Nice. That's amazing. So just doing the daily practice of yoga or even a couple times a week can really help change the way the body holds.
Absolutely.
And operates.
And I also think it can help create a sense of confidence, that mom's feeling more confident that she's doing something to make herself feel better as well as prepare her body. So when she does go into labor, she's not going to be as fearful of like, I'm not ready for this. I don't know what this is. I don't know what these sensations are. She's prepared herself for it physically and mentally too.
Yeah, will you speak a little bit more about how prenatal yoga kind of helps mentally prepare women?
Oh, absolutely. So one thing that I think my students know about me is I don't think that prenatal yoga should be super gentle. I think it should absolutely be safe, but I really believe in making it full of sensation. And that's not always the most comfortable sensation because as I tell my students, labor, no matter if it's going to be medicated or unmedicated, is going to have a lot of sensation, as well as motherhood can have some strong emotional discomfort. So I really want them to build their toolkit for that. So there was actually a study done in Thailand a number of years ago that talked about women that practiced yoga had shorter labors, but more importantly, had a different emotion towards labor. They actually raised the threshold of reacting to discomfort, physical and emotional discomfort, and they were able to handle that discomfort better. So when we have the moms physically uncomfortable, that's going to create mental discomfort. And so I bring all sorts of things into it. I ask them to recognize the stories they're telling themselves. So if they're in a pose that's really hard, are they saying to themselves, wow, this is awful, this hurts, why are we doing this? Or are they saying, I'm going to open and surrender and ride this? So if we keep telling ourselves how bad something is, it's going to get worse. And if we learn how to soften and ride the contractions, it's going to have a different story. And the more fearful someone is, the more tense they're going to get. And the more tense they get, the more challenging the contractions are going to be. And then they're going to get more afraid that, oh my God, these contractions are so huge. So the mind and the body, it's really intertwined. And so we want to look at both. We want to, get the physical part of the asana in there, but that's going to intertwine with the mental. They really are working quite together in a union.
Awesome. What a great training ground to, get comfortable with all of those different things before the actual birth.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think, and it helps, as mentioned, it helps with motherhood, because that's something I don't think we don't talk about too much, is that having a new baby, especially a first time mom, can be really overwhelming. So where we've now left the physical discomfort aside of pregnancy, the mom can feel really overwhelmed emotionally afterwards. And we're giving her those same tools, how to quiet herself, how to get grounded, how to deal with being overwhelmed.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing this. And please check out Deb's website. It's linked below for tons more information, blogs, podcasts, videos, and more information about her yoga center.